Wait, how hot is it down there?
Like,
Not as hot as this gonna be in here. 15 rounds of Flambé, everyone. Aaron Johnson and Matthew Johnson. Hope you guys are welcome back. You know, had to catch my brother on something real quick.
can we like? I like that, but can we, like, I wasn't ready for that one.
No, this is
I
the
like
point. You're
that,
not
but can
supposed to be ready for it. Oh well, we're going with it. Hey everyone, welcome back. Like we said before, Aaron Johnson here alongside Matthew Johnson. We had some funs in the first segment there, but we're gonna
you say it's fun.
I thought it was fun. We're gonna get into the show a little bit today. First thing we're gonna talk about is going to be the big deal coming out of Denver. Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP outside linebacker Von Miller re-signing, I should say, or getting an extension with the Super Bowl chance. Matthew, tell me a little bit about that.
Just pulling up the stats very quick. It's a six-year deal, 114 million, 70 million guaranteed. He's now the highest paid defensive player in NFL history, and he's the second highest paid player overall, behind only Andrew Luck of the Indianapolis Colts. And I believe he deserves to be paid the highest, since he in that front won them a Super Bowl. So
yeah, the front definitely won them the Super Bowl because Peyton Manning. Everyone knows Peyton Manning didn't do it. And I know you love Peyton, but he didn't do it. He threw, like 15 passes in the Super Bowl? But I don't know. When I think of players that deserve that kind of money from the outside or from the defensive point of view, because I said he's making more than Tom Brady. He's making more than Drew Brees. He's making more than Aaron Rodgers. He's making more than a lot of the top-name quarterbacks, the top-flight quarterbacks in the NFL. I think that, for me, it's a little bit pricey, but he drove up. I said that's good for him and his agent. They drove up the price, and he played up to the price. So I think that is that's good for him. It sets a precedent that I'm going to be interested to see when other top flight performers contracts are up.
yeah, it's gonna be, because even though I think he's the best outside linebacker in football, I don't think he's the best defensive player. I think he's probably third behind number 1 J.J. Watt and number 2 Luke Kuechly. So it's gonna be really fun to see what they're gonna get paid. But like I said before, he was the one who got after Brady in the AFC Championship. He's the one who caused the strip sack of Cam Newton in the Super Bowl to clinch that game for them. So he deserved this kind of money. This is game-changing, historic money, I think.
And that's one thing that you bring up, and I talk about the precedent that it sets is going to be. I'm not sure when Kuechly's deal is up. I know J.J. Watt just signed a 6-year deal last season, so he's locked up in Houston until 2020, I believe. But that's something that I want to see 2020 or 2021. But when Kuechly's deal is up, when someone like Earl Thomas's deal is up, when the best top flight elite players in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball want this kind of money because they said, well, Von Miller got this kind of money. I want this kind of money too. I'm just as big of an asset, if not more of an asset to this team than Von Miller is to the Broncos. So the precedent it sets is what I take away from it, more so than him actually getting the money. Because I said it's the Broncos think he deserved the money, so he got the money. So it's really, we can say I don't think he did, I think he did, but it just sets a really interesting precedent, I'll say.
Like, especially with Luke Kuechly, because I know the GM down here for the Carolina Panthers, David Gettleman, and he comes from the Giants, like that Giants front office, and the Giants are known for not overpaying or paying too much for a certain player outside maybe the quarterback. And even though Kuechly is, I believe, a top 10 player and the best linebacker in football, it's going to be interesting to see whether they decide to go up that high or what's going to happen, because they did get rid of Josh Norman because they didn't want to overpay for him.
Yeah, and that's something that I know Carolina fans are going to be scared about because, like you said, Luke Kuechly's the best linebacker in football by far. Yeah. And so for them to not be able to sign him up or to keep him there because of large numbers, if I'm the Carolina Panthers, I can understand letting go of Josh Norman only if it means making sure that you bring back Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly. Those are the only two.
The only two untouchables on that team.
Exactly. So even though Josh Norman, I think I would have paid Josh Norman the money, truthfully, because I think he is, last season at least, he was the best cornerback in the National Football League. But I know Patrick Peterson, but I like Josh Norman just because of what he did to Odell. But
you mean give up, like, I don't know, 6 catches, 79 yards, and I believe a touchdown?
Yeah, but he got under the
that's
guy's skin. Yeah, he got under the guy's skin. But I would have gave him the money, but they decided not to. But like you said, the 2 untouchables on that team have got to be Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly. Congrats, Vaughn.
Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook ended their tenure as one of the best duos in basketball when Kevin Durant signed the Golden State Warriors this offseason. When breaking the news to his now former teammate, Durant was quoted as saying, "I just told him. I let him know how I felt," Durant said. "Obviously, our relationship won't ever be the same again, but it's something I wanted to do, and I expressed that to him." And how do you feel now about, like, the dynamic about how Westbrook and Durant? How do you feel about that?
Well, right now there is no dynamic between the two of them because they're on 2 different teams. Like I said, the dynamic is going to be with the Splash Brothers. But this is reminiscent for me of Shaq and Penny Hardaway, because these are 2 guys that came in, got drafted by the same team, got put through that grew up in an organization where they were expected to win 2, 3, 4 titles. When you remember back when they went to the finals against Miami and they lost, I remember they won that game 1, and I was saying, wow, this might be the year that the Thunder are going to win. And when they didn't, it's okay. Well, the consensus feeling was, okay, they're going to get back. Now here we are X amount of years later, and you see that team is not going to ever win a title together. That team is going to be disbanded. Durant's already in Golden State. Westbrook's probably going to end up in either Boston or LA. I think he's going to go to the Lakers. But I think, like I said, I think that for Durant, it shows a little bit of his character because he didn't have to go back and tell Westbrook, but he understood that we are still friends. I'm assuming that we are still friends, that we grew up together in this league, and I owed it to you as a man, I owed it to you as a former teammate, I owed it to somebody that I care about to let you know what is going on and that I am going to be leaving. So for that, I liked it. I also, like I said, I completely disown the schoolyard mentality that they have in the NBA, will pick me, come to my team kind of thing. But I think this was a credit to Durant.
I mean, when you mentioned, like, they grew up together, I was thinking about that during the NBA playoffs when they had that 3-1 lead to Golden State. I said, wow, it seems like after maybe 5-6 years after that first appearance, when they still had James Harden, like, all those years we thought they would get back to it, and they never did. And I felt like they were finally going to get to it, and then they had a historic collapse. But I like that Durant came out and said, like, he told Westbrook, because, like you said, they grew up together. They came to the league as young teenagers, young boys, and now they are grown men as some of the best players in the world. And it's just nice to see, like, even though Westbrook probably hated the decision that Durant left for Golden State, but it's just the respect and brotherhood, I guess, they had, that to share that such, like, sentiment and feeling about leaving for Golden State.
Westbrook was mad because Durant beat him to the punch. I think he was leaving anyway. But
I mean, I feel like if Durant stayed, then I think Westbrook would have stayed too.
The only way Westbrook and Durant would have played anymore is if Durant re-signed with Golden State. Re-signed with the Thunder and they won a title. That would have been the only way that they stayed.
You think if they went to the NBA Finals and lost, you don't think they would have?
Nope.
I
think anything short of a title, and they would have disbanded the team a year. I said I'm surprised he went to the Warriors, but I thought they were going to be done after next year anyway, because unless they got to the finals and won a title, they were going to leave. But this is, like I said, it goes back to the playground mentality of guys picking and choosing where they want to go. And I hated it when the Big Three did it. I hated that Durant is doing it now. I hate it. I hate that the NBA is like that. It tears up the league. It makes the league hard to watch, and you can watch like 2 or 3 teams. And the fact that players have that much control over where they're going is stupid to me.
I don't feel it's stupid. I like that the players have that much control. It seems like in other sports the players don't have that much control. It seems like in any other sport, even in basketball, like an owner or a general manager could say to your face, "We're going to keep you," and then a few phone calls later, you're gone. So I'm always fine with the players having control and having power. And I do, as we've talked about this before, I do disagree about players joining and forming together. I feel if I had a career and I wanted to advance somewhere else, I feel I have that right to go wherever I want, since I put in the work and the effort, and so have these guys. Plus, Durant was a free agent, so he has the decision and the option choice to go wherever he wants, even if you disagree as schoolyard mentality.
It is. You can't tell me that it's not, because these guys are literally almost not gathering around the table, but I know that Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, when Draymond wasn't punching people out in Michigan, but they were sitting around the USA basketball team practice. They probably didn't have Harrison Barnes there, because Harrison Barnes was thinking, if he comes, I'm out. But they were sitting around the practices kind of like, man, come over here, come over here. The mentality of, and maybe this is just because I grew up on 90s basketball. I grew up on
I grew up on 90s basketball
I know you did too, but it's a different, and I know it's a different era, but the era, you can't tell me that the era of 90s basketball, not even saying the fouls or the no-call fouls, or I'm not even talking about the physicality of it. I'm talking strictly about the rivalries. I don't feel like the rivalry, that is there anymore.
I mean, I feel like when you talk about 90s basketball, I think of Patrick Ewing, I think of Charles Barkley, I think of John Stockton, I think of Karl Malone, who always almost got to the promised land, but always knocked down by, say, Michael Jordan or Hakeem Olajuwon. So Kevin Durant didn't want to be one of those guys who never got into the promised land. He wanted to be one of those guys, like, in June, hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. So I feel like he needed to go to a spot where he knew he was absolutely, positively, barring injury, was going to get to a title at least.
Well, I look at it like this. I think about it, and it's funny because I was just watching the Cam Newton thing for his #1 player in the NFL, voted by the players. But it's the same kind of mentality when people were mad about Cam Newton getting in the end zone and dabbing and dancing. If you don't want me there, then stop me from getting there. If you want a title that bad, I feel like you shouldn't grab onto the coattails of somebody else, especially the team that just beat you in the finals or in the Western Conference Finals, and say, oh, I'm going to jump in with them because I want to win. Everyone wants to win, and maybe this is just my own personal opinion, but I feel like there's a right way and a wrong way to win. I do.
I guess I disagree. I feel like cheating, yes, that's a wrong way to win, but like following the rules of your free agency, having the decision to go wherever you want to go, having with all this money in the salary,
and making the decision to go to the team that beat you. I don't ever. And when I was in high school, we never beat Massac. I never thought about transferring to Monroe to go to Massac High School.
As a Jets fan who has spent, I guess, 2 decades now, like in woe, would you be upset if, say, for some odd, crazy reason, backwards Tom Brady would, like, say, join the Jets?
I wouldn't want Tom Brady to join the Jets because I have more fun. I have more fun. Here's the reason why. First of all, I have more fun beating Tom Brady when the Jets beat Tom Brady. It's like my whole week just gets brighter. But I think about it just like this: if the Jets got Tom Brady and Tom Brady won a Super Bowl, it would still not feel right.
I mean,
it just wouldn't feel right.
I'm not a Jets fan, so I couldn't comment.
It wouldn't feel right to me.
As an outsider, I just say, get me a Super Bowl. We haven't had one since Joe Namath in the 60s.
But it wouldn't feel right. I don't want one from Tom Brady. Or anyone else that's a rival for that matter. It wouldn't feel right to me, and that's why I don't like the way that the NBA is set up now, with the way that the players can do that, and it's terrible for the game, and I really hope that they take it out of the new CBA, and I can't wait until Adam Silver possibly says something about it.
I mean, he has said something about it. He says it is bad for the league, but I just agree to disagree. I'm all for the players having the power to do whatever they want, since in most sports the players don't have the power, but they'll take, like, the GM, the owner, and the front office. They're the ones who can dictate things. So I think it's nice for once in a while the players can do that.
To each his own.
Yeah.
Well, rounding out the show today, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on over in the British Open. Right now, Phil Mickelson is leading. He's shooting a 10 under right now at the head of the leaderboard. He was 2 under today. Had a great first round, almost broke the record. Literally almost broke the record for lowest score in the history of the tour. Shot a 63 on his first day. Just lipped out of that 62.
Oh, so like the ball just like rolled. Oh, it's like in Space Jam with Bugs Bunny and the magnet under. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So Matthew, talk to me about the rest of the tournament and talk to me how Lefty's doing.
I mean, as you mentioned before, I have the stats in front of me that Phil's leading with 10 under. Number 2 is Henrik Stenson, who's 9 under, who went an impressive 6 under for today.
Okay, call back.
Tied for 3rd is Soren Kjeldsen, who's 7 under for the tournament and went 3 under today. And with American Keegan Bradley, who's 7 under today, also went 3 under. And in 5th place is Zach Johnson, who's 5 under, who did 1 under today. It's impressive to see what Phil's doing, since the conditions are out there in Scotland are terrible, and it's raining. It's just really bad. And like in baseball, the game would have gotten canceled. And it's just
It's
impressive to
golf and
see.
they
He's
wait.
played 5 straight rounds of 60 in this particular course, dating back to 2004. And if he does win, which I really hope to see, because he's getting up there in years, he would be the 4th oldest winner in major championship history
The thing
at the age of 40, at the age of 46.
The thing about Lefty that's been really good is the fact that he has shown that he loves playing at this course. Like you said, it's something that you see a lot often. A lot of golfers will find a course that they play better on than others. But I said the way that the golfing world has been really ruled by Jordan Spieth, Jason Day, and a few others, just to name a few. It's nice to see Mickelson coming back into and getting his in the swing on, and
Yeah.
I'm still a little upset about the 62 or the 63 because I said I saw the video earlier, and the way that the ball it was beautiful.
It's like a mean joke.
Exactly. It was, and he just started smiling about it. There's nothing else he could do, and even the announcers couldn't believe it. But yeah, the Bugs Bunny thing was fun.
Yeah, as you mentioned, like a bunch of these young guns have been coming up who were inspired by, say, like Tiger Woods and Phil. And because I know Phil's he's had a rough patch for a little bit. He hasn't won a major. He had a strong major in 2013, but that was the last time he won a major. He won the U.S. Open and the British Open the same year. So it'd be really nice to see him after all these years being kind of close and being in tournaments where he's kind of close, and in tournaments where he's not even making cuts. To see him bounce back and win this one.
Yeah, I've seen that he hasn't made it. He's had a little issue about making cuts this season. But that's the thing about it that you said is important to really think about is Phil is getting up there. So he's not going to be able to play at the level as some of the younger guys that are coming in. I said Rory McIlroy and all these other guys that are coming up. And so it's going to be fun to see not the decline, but at least like getting towards the end of what has been honestly an illustrious career for Mickelson. Because
he's one of the greatest golfers of all time, no question.
And so, hopefully he can hold out. That's a great day by Stenson today, though. I didn't know he shot 6 under.
Oh yeah, 6 under.
Yeah, that's a great day. That's true. He's right back. He put himself right back into it. He's gonna surprise a few people, I think, coming down into these last few days of the tournament. If he keeps shooting 6 under, he's gonna surprise a lot of people. So I know Phil can feel him at the back, but consistent plays would really help you and really win things
like
in
you
golf.
said with like Stenson's impressive day. It's just nice to see, even though I'm rooting for Phil, it's nice to see like there's a bunch of guys up there. There's like Mickelson's up top leading, and then you got Stenson who had a great day, and you got Cadeson and Bradley, which is nice. So yeah, it's gonna be definitely a fun Sunday if they all like remain consistent.
Oh yeah, it's good. It always makes for a fun Sunday when stuff like that happens.
Sundays are major championships, especially when they're competitive. It's always fun.
Yeah. Well, that's all the show we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining us as always. Today, it's Friday. Got the hats, got the jerseys. Go Yankees. Yankees starting out tonight. I think that me and Matthew had a lot of fun doing this today. It was a little bit of a stressful video for us because
it was like the internet connection, like weather. But it was a good show, and it was a good week, I think.
Yeah, it was a good week. Next week, I'll make sure. One of our segments actually is a funny story. One of our segments we had to redo because I didn't hit the record button. So
and we were so passionate about it.
Yeah, it was my fault. But as always, thank you again down below, right down here. You know how it goes. Subscribe, like us. Share the video, guys. We really want a lot of people to see what we're doing and see that we're passionate about it. So definitely share our videos like we do. Our GoFundMe page will also be in the link below. And as always, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Be safe out there. Everyone have fun. And we will see you on Monday.
Yeah, see you Monday.